What is going on, you guys? Back with another video today. So this is my F82 M4 GTS build. I know it's been a little while since I updated you guys on this build. I've just been super busy, but I'm really excited to kind of go over everything that I've done to this car so far and the update on this build. But without wasting any more time, guys, let's jump right into today's video. Basically, I'm gonna go over all the parts that I've done to this car, all the mods that I've done to this car, where I got all these parts for, where I got all of these parts, and basically how much I spent on all of these parts and where you guys can buy them if you're interested getting them for your car as well. All right, guys, so one of the first things I did to the car was I got the GTS 666M wheels. These I found on Beamer Post. I think it was just a guy who had a GTS and got a new set of wheels. Very lucky I was able to find these. I ended up paying $3,500 for the set. Some of these I do see going for like $6,000-7,000. So that was the cheapest set I could find. They were in great condition. So I felt very lucky that I was able to even find these, obviously because these were just specific for the GTS. Pretty cool thing about these wheels is they do have a 19-inch front and a 20-inch rear, and then they're also half an inch wider in the front and rear compared to the competition wheels. So the next thing that I did was this GTS front lip. I got this from Ridgeline Motorsport and I paid $1,000 for it. It is a two-piece front lip and it actually is attached to the chassis, which is pretty cool, but you do have to take the front bumper off to install it. And then obviously we painted the lower portion here in acid orange like the GTS has. Very cool, really transforms the look of the car, and it is obviously very low to the ground as well. So this was something that I really was just set on going aftermarket on. I believe that the OEM GTS front lip is around $5,000 or so. To me, it just didn't make sense. Like, obviously this is something that, you know, if you just happen to go too fast pulling into a parking lot, you could ruin the whole thing. So spending $5,000 just seems kind of crazy for something you're probably going to damage or need to replace after a year or so. I even see a lot of GTS guys kind of taking off the OEM one for an aftermarket one, and I don't blame them because it's just too crazy to have a $5,000 front lip. So yeah, that completely transformed the front of the car. Next, I did the GTS wing, and this wing I got off of eBay and I paid $1,500 for it. This is the closest wing I could find to OEM. One of the biggest things was that it has this flush hardware on the side, which a lot of the other replica wings I could not find. And then also the uprights are very, very similar to GTS, even the color to them, to the OEM GTS uprights, which is very important to me. I do plan on swapping this wing out for an OEM one down the road. Right now though, with just all the parts that I had to get for this build, it just kind of seemed like a lot of money to tie into one thing. And then next we did the OEM GTS taillights, or OLED taillights. They also came on the M4 CS. It was very important to me to get OEM taillights. I did not want to get like Chinese VLAN taillights or anything like that, especially the fact of how much we put into this build. And also to have this badge on here, I think you kind of have to have a lot of OEM stuff, and we'll get into that at the end of the video. I also got these off of Beamer Post, and I ended up paying $3,300 for these, which does seem kind of crazy for a set of taillights. But like I said, this was a part that I really felt like had to be OEM to tie everything together. And if you do look up what they cost new, I think a set new is like $9,000 or $10,000. So $3,300 didn't seem too terrible, and just, you know, completely transforms the look of the car. Such a cool looking taillight. So another thing we did is the M Performance rear diffuser. This is an OEM one I got off of eBay, and I paid $1,100 for it. These come on all of the M4 GTS. I didn't go for a new one because new, they are about $1,800. And again, this just kind of seemed like a piece that right now I was like, $2,000 for a little diffuser seems a little crazy. But this one I got in like new condition, so it really did seem like a good deal. All right, moving on to the interior. We already have the GTS seats. So we did the GTS steering wheel with the just little orange stripe on the top. This steering wheel was very hard to find, but I did source it from a company in Lithuania. It took 6 months to come in, but it was well worth it. And I ended up paying $1,200 for the steering wheel. Definitely a necessity for this build. Such a cool little touch, the little acid orange touch on the steering wheel, obviously Alcantara. And next I was able to find the GTS dash trim that comes on all of the GTS cars with, again, the orange stitching or the orange accent on it as well that says GTS. That was also very hard to find, but I somehow found that on eBay. I don't believe it's OEM, but you would never know. I think someone made it, or I possibly just got really lucky and found the part out from an OEM one. But it looks identical to OEM, and it is just such a cool little touch, especially having the steering wheel as well. All right, so then next we did the GTS center console. This piece was $2,300, and luckily a friend of mine had one and he sold me his. I was very fortunate to get it for that price because they are up to about 5,000 bucks, I think now. Very expensive part. It was a lot cheaper for some time, but they've just skyrocketed in price. This was a very important part of this build. It deletes the center console and just gives you this Alcantara piece here with the sliding cup holder as well. Really just transforms the interior and, you know, just kind of ties all this Alcantara stuff in together. And the steering wheel, the dash, the bolsters, and the seats here, very cool. So the interior is very, very almost complete. The interior is very close to being finished. We have the door cards, the seats. Basically, what's next is I have the roll cage, but I have to get a different rear seat delete. And I also have the GTS fire extinguisher as well. I'm just waiting on the right rear seat delete so I can put the roll cage in. And then we will basically have a full GTS interior in this car. All right, guys, so that is pretty much everything I've done to this car as of recently. Like I said, I do have the roll cage going in soon. It's painted in acid orange. That's going to look really cool. And I also have a set of carbon ceramics that I should be putting on the car soon. I was just getting one of them refinished, and then we will put those on the car to really complete the GTS look for the brake setup on this car. And there's a lot more stuff. I am going to do a set of the GTS specific KW Club Sports that come on all the GTS cars, and I'm really all in with this build. It's really not just a GTS lookalike. My goal is to do every single GTS mod, even the billet knuckles up front. The only mod I will probably skip out on is the water tank for the rear. This car has a stage 1 tune. I don't think I really need the extra power from the water tank, and I truthfully just don't really see the need for that or want to deal with the problems involved with that. But yeah, guys, basically, you know, this is a full GTS clone that I'm building. And, you know, I know some of you guys might not like the GTS badge on the back, but listen, when you spend this much money in parts, I think I have the right to put the GTS badge on it. And I know there's people that are gonna say, but bro, it's not a real GTS. And that's fine, guys. So I will probably end up spending more on this car when I'm done than a real GTS would have cost. And there's a reason behind that. Obviously, I could have went out and bought a GTS and that would have been fine, but that was just not really what I was trying to do, because if I bought a GTS, I mean, yeah, you can go like GT4 with it, which is cool, but that really just wasn't what I wanted. I wanted to buy an M4 and turn it into a GTS. So that's what I'm doing with this car. That's what I've done on this channel before. If you see my 1M clone build that I still have, if you saw my E46 M3 CSL build, those are just the type of builds that I'm into, sourcing OEM parts and really recreating my own, you know, 1M or CSL or GTS, whatever it is. To me, that is just a lot more fun than going out and buying the car and just, you know, letting it sit in a garage with the hopes that it's going to go up in value. You know, not to throw shade at any of the GTS guys, but that just kind of seems to be the trend with that. And that's just not really what I'm into. I drive my cars and I'm into building cars. I'm not really into, you know, buying a car and keeping it stock. So that is the whole goal with this build, to turn it into a full GTS. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. We'll have a lot more updates on this car. Like I said, I have a lot of parts waiting to go on this car. And I think it's gonna be really cool when it's fully done. The front lip and the wing and the wheels made a massive difference. And obviously the roll cage is in the carbon ceramic brakes are really going to bring it to that next level. But yeah, like I said, guys, I have a lot more planned for this build, and I'm planning to document it every step of the way. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Like always, thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video.